Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. We have a great show today. We have the owners of Crosby Roofing, and we get into everything roofing. What's on the market right now? Where is it all moving? What does it look like? Hailstorms, wind, anything related to that. And then we talk about them as a couple, too. So we talk about to Collen and Rachel Crosby, how they got into it, their kind of the family business side of it. I hope you enjoy. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Here for the Health of It podcast. I'm Dr. Randy here with Dr. Tom. As always, thanks for listening. You can check out our clips on Instagram. Just type in Here for the Health of It podcast. We also have a website. We're also on YouTube. We have all kinds of places that you guys can listen. We have two great guests today. We have Rachel and Collen Crosby from Crosby Roofing and Seamless Gutters. I had to remember to say the seamless part. We got it. I was scared I was going to forget seamless.
In case there's seamed gutters out there.
Yeah, so you've been doing this for a while, and I'm going to read your bio because you have just a dynamite bio. Meet Collen Crosby, a proud son, a loving husband, a devoted father, and a humble leader. Born into the roofing business and guided by his father's legacy, Collen brings expertise, reliability, and a genuine dedication to serving the Columbia community. Man, what an intro.
I wish that was my intro.
I do too.
I'm just missing a walk-up song.
And I was sitting here thinking, as I'm reading this out loud, one of Tom's greatest fears is reading out loud in front of anyone. So
Real rough.
Which I think was a fairly common thing back in the day. I don't know if they make kids do that anymore.
Well, how were you guys in school? Did you like being called on to read in front of?
Like when you knew it was your turn?
I was fine with it. Honestly, whenever Colin reads to our kids now, he gets nervous.
I hate reading.
He likes.
I'm reading
dread
Dr.
that.
Seuss, and I'm getting tripped up on words, just scared that my son's going to judge me.
Yes, and there's made up words in that too, which makes it even harder.
For sure. Or me, because I do judge him.
Yeah.
Is your son kind of mean? Is he,
He's like, that's not a
He's 3.5. He has no clue. No, it's just Rachel in the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the school asks for a volunteer reader, that's a no-go for this. For me.
Yeah, I'll read all day.
You did great.
Banks, and you have Banks and Bazzy, which are cool names. Mm-hmm. You know Adam Banks from
Mighty Ducks?
No.
Uh-oh. Have you seen the Mighty Ducks before the hockey?
I think that was before my time.
Yeah, we might be way older than you.
I've seen the movie, but I don't remember Adam Banks.
He was a big name in there.
Yeah.
No, who was the other Banks that people are always like, is he named after?
I mean, there's Banksy the artist.
No, there was another one.
Who is he named after? Anybody?
You gotta stay right in the microphone.
Okay, sorry.
He's really big on that.
I am big on that because you know where all the complaints come? Never to Tom, straight to me.
He's our complaints department.
He's HR. Quality control.
I love that.
Wait, so how did you come up with the name Bazzy? That's you were telling me before. It's your.
No, I'm Indian, so we wanted an Indian name and we wanted it to be a B, and so good old Google.
Yeah, anytime you get a Z in your name, it's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Z is?
No.
You don't?
I thought you said
It's
Z.
a Z.
A Z.
Well, that's how they say it in Canada.
It's a Canadian way to say it.
I was just assuming Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're born into this. Tell us about your roofing.
Yeah. So my dad started Crosby Roofing out of Macon, Georgia, in 1989, and it was an accident. He was a middle school PE teacher or a PE coach, I guess, and my older sister was on the way, so he was looking for ways to make extra money, and he was building storage buildings on the side, like 10 by 12 little storage buildings. And one of his clients said he hired a roofer 3 weeks ago, and the roofer didn't show up. All the materials in the driveway, and asked my dad if he knew how to do roofing. And before he could say no, the guy said, "I'll give you $1,500." And my dad was building these storage buildings for like $200. Materials, labor, everything included. He was losing money, basically.
Yeah.
And when he was offered the money to do it, he said he became a roofer that day. So
wow.
it was October of '89, probably the most unprofessional roofing job you could get at the time. My dad and my two uncles, who were, I think, like 12 and 14, tore off the roof into my mom's station wagon. And they ended up doing it. It took him like a week, but he said it was fulfilling. It was the most money he'd ever made. And he had no business experience. All he knew was business owners wore suits. So with the money he made, he went and bought himself 3 suits and then went door knocking in Macon, Georgia
No kidding.
to sell roofs. And somehow we're still in business. So,
Door to door.
yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Columbia Family Chiropractic, with 3 easy-to-get-to locations, one in Forest Acres, which is by Trader Joe's, one in O'Neill Court by the DMV, and one in the Northeast by Sand Hills. You'll be sure to have somewhere near you. They offer a ton of services from corrective care, on-site digital x-rays, spinal decompression for bulging or herniated discs, dry needling for injuries, pediatric care, and a Class 4 laser. They accept all your major insurances. And if you mention this ad, you'll get a discount on your first appointment. Check out their website at cfc4health.com or Google Columbia Family Chiropractic. That's cfc4health.com.
See, the old days were great.
Yeah, right?
You just miss that level of craftsmanship and ability to just put yourself out.
Dude, if someone knocks on my door now, I'm like,
I
Get
don't
out.
dude,
answer.
this is
God.
not great.
Oh, we just talked to him through a doorbell camera anyways, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Now, Colin, did you ever learn how to install a roof? Like if you had to go out there and put a roof on, could you?
Yeah, Rachel loves to make fun of me about this. I mean, I know the basics, but am I going to do a good job? Not at all. No. I can explain it. I know how to do it, but I'd be a pretty lousy roofer when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So if it's your own house, you're not doing your own house.
My company's doing the house.
Yeah, but not you.
No,
You're not
I'm
getting up
not
there.
up there.
Yeah.
No.
When's the last time you went on a roof?
Well, I still get on roofs.
Oh, to like look at them?
Yeah, I'll still get on roofs. For like family and friends, I'll still run leads. Like I'll go out and do some inspections and some quality control. So I was on a roof last week. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Do you have to yell at guys for not wearing their harness all the time?
Yeah, all the time. We're constantly it's something that you should always have, but it's probably the biggest critique we're giving our crews all the time.
It's like wearing a seatbelt to me. Tom's big, or like riding a bicycle without a helmet. It just seems like an unnecessary risk not to do it.
He wears a helmet when he drives his car. That's the kind of guy we're talking about here. I'm
But
talking
I wear
a
my
casual
seatbelt.
stroll.
I'm talking, I wear my seatbelt.
I wear
when
my
drive.
seatbelt when I drive. But a casual stroll on my bike, I'm not putting a helmet on.
I'm with you. I wear seatbelts every time I drive, but I don't think I've worn a helmet on a bike in
I don't
quite a
know.
while.
If you don't ride a bicycle though.
No, not often.
Back when you were 7.
When Randy rollerblades, he's got elbow pads, wrist guards, knee guards,
Oh yeah.
big rollerblade.
That's back to the Mighty Ducks days.
All right, so I want to know just who's involved in the roofing company completely. Like, what are the different positions?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's many ways to make it up. Our business, so we have 3 locations. The one here locally, we've got our office manager, Cindy, is just a saint. We say she's the mother of the company. She keeps everybody organized. Whenever I forget to do something, she's always on me.
She 52 years old.
Is she?
How old is she?
I don't know if I'm.
Can't ask a woman.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. yeah.
He'll strict you.
She's around there, I guess. But so Cindy's our office manager. Then we have Chelsea's office assistant. She helps with scheduling as well, answers the calls. And then I guess I'm over production, so I like to oversee the production of everything.
Yep.
And then we've got 5 sales guys that are out running leads, kind of taking inspections. And if you guys
Nice.
call in, you've got a roof leak, we got 5 guys that'll go out and diagnose the problem, write up an estimate. And then we've got our production team. We've got 3 roofing crews that are running every day, a repair crew, and then we've got our gutter division. That's a gutter crew running out there every day as well.
It's a lot of people.
And
Yeah.
a project manager.
Yeah, and we got our production manager that is in the field running materials, and he's kind of communicating with our clients every day, making sure that everybody's happy.
Nice.
That's awesome. I've always heard that roofers drive jacked up trucks.
Yeah,
Is that a stereotype that's accurate?
It's-
Because when we were getting this place built, I knew who the trades were there that day based on the trucks.
the stereotypes among roofing is not great, but yeah, there's a lot of jacked up trucks. I'm sure we're helping the lifted truck industry for sure.
Is it functional though, or is it
we-
just the type of personality?
We don't have any in our company. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of them, but Yeah, I guess it's the personality. It's the roofing industry is wild because, I mean, so to speak, as we got started, it's so unprofessional. It's a very unprofessional division that we've always succeeded by taking a professional approach to it. So I have to say there's plenty of great roofing companies in our market. So this area is great because there's a lot of professional companies that kind of up each other. But traditionally, most people, if you ask about a roofing company, everybody's got a horror story before they give praise. I guess I would say that's with most contractors as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the lifted trucks.
I mean, the chiropractic world's like that. The dental world's
Yeah.
like that. There's always like bad, it's bad before it gets good.
I did have a lifted truck.
Yep.
Before. I
and
guess
there was no functionality to it.
Oh,
You just
awful.
like
Just
the look.
worse gas mileage. Yeah, no function at all. But
There was another stereotype when we were getting this place built. I got deep into the Instagram world for all the trades as we were learning this.
Love it.
But it was talking about the different types of drugs that different trades do. And they're
boy.
like, when the framers come in, they're all on like meth and coke because they're just high energy. And then the electricians come in and they're all a little stoned. And then the guy that's doing the concrete comes in and he's still drunk. And I would meet these guys and be like, actually, a lot of these stereotypes are kind of like accurate based on the personalities.
So what'd you hear about roofing? Do you remember?
See, I don't remember roofing because I don't know
High
what it is.
risk when they're up there. They feel like they can't really be on anything.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I sure
They're
hope
just
not.
fast.
Yeah, it's so
tough,
tedious.
strong. You got to pull stuff up there.
Yeah, well, you should. We have conveyor belts that'll lift all the materials up, but it is just. It's really tedious work, and it's on an elevated. You're off the ground already, and then it's on a steeper pitch.
Yep.
Man, it's
There's
tough
wind,
You're
rain.
baking. The temperature's got to be.
Temperature's unreal.
Is there any regulations where you pull somebody based on temp? Like say it's 105,
It's more up to the crew, I would say.
Yeah.
and
So
they just will.
Yeah, if it's like too hot or something,
what we
kind of
really
leave it up to them.
we try to start as early as we can. So like through summer months, we're just begging clients like, can we start at like 5:30? But
Really?
of course, with neighborhoods or young kids, like you don't always get that. But through summer months, I mean now it's crazy hot, so we try to start as early as we can, and then we take nice long, hour and a half to 2.5 hour lunch breaks, depending on how brutal it is out there.
Yep.
What's the roofing bread and butter? Is it like hail damage? Like you guys are, if it hails, you're like, this is great. This is awesome.
Yeah. So for residential re-roofing, like the most common elements that can damage your roof so the reason we like hail is insurance pays for it. So hail or strong winds, which in our market we get a decent amount. But yeah, it's always easier to sell a product when your consumer's not the one paying for it.
That is nice.
Right?
Yep.
So
And do you guys justify that like to the insurance company?
yeah, of course. So we do everything we can to make it as easy for the client as possible. So it started when we first started, we did not work with insurance companies. We would just say, get your insurance approval and then call us and we'll come out and do the roof. We quickly learned that's not the way to handle it. So we started learning the insurance game. So yeah, if you have a hailstorm come through, well, I would recommend calling a roofing company.
Right.
Preferably Crosby Roofing. But, call a roofer and have them verify that you've got some damage because you don't want to file a claim for no reason.
Should somebody go up there with a hammer though and kind of just, what are they looking for? What kind of things do we need to?
That's called insurance fraud.
Yeah. So we go down another route. But hail bruising. It's the hail hit the asphalt shingle, knock off the granules and create like an impact on the asphalt matting below.
Yeah.
And then, so it's a bruise similar to what a hammer would do, I'd guess. But yeah, you can tell
Good
the
to know.
difference. Once you've been doing it for a while, you can tell the difference.
Well, there's so many different types of roofing too, it seems like nowadays. And metal roofing seems to be hot. There's this whole push toward the solar panel stuff that's supposedly getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. So there's two solar panels as a whole. I still don't think we're quite there yet to put on. I don't recommend people putting solar panels like the big blocky solar panels. The issue with those is they don't integrate to the roof. They're just installed over the top of it. So if you do have an issue with your roof and it has to be replaced or repaired, you have to go in and take the solar panels off, and you need a licensed solar technician to do that. So there are companies that do roofing and solar, but a lot of the national brands for solar companies, if you go in and you take off their panels, you void their warranty, which is not
Right.
ideal. So I don't think it's quite there yet. There's 2 manufacturers that are releasing solar shingles. Well, there's 3. Tesla's,
I heard Tesla was doing that. Yeah.
and I think they're not in our market yet, but they're working on it. I think that'll be neat down the road. I think they're kind of working around their Texas and California where they're operating out of. But once that, in 15, 20 years, I think it's going to be great. And then there's 2 other shingle manufacturers that operate with shingles that integrate into or solar panels that integrate into the shingles, Certainteed and GAF. And they're getting nice. I'm interested in that product. But for now, we stay away from solar.
What are the main materials you guys use?
All of our asphalt shingles, we buy Certainteed products. And then for our metal, it depends on there's a couple different metal, there's a couple different types of metal roofing. So we've got a couple different suppliers we work with for those.
Is it asphalt or asphalt? And how do you know?
You know, I say asphalt, but who knows if I'm saying that right or wrong.
I never know either. I just
don't know either.
say whatever feels good.
As much as I say it, nobody corrects me. So
Right.
I'm going to go with asphalt. So we'll see.
Everyone knows what you're talking about, but it's not spelled asphalt.
Asphalt.
It's spelled asphalt.
Asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard somebody say asphalt.
Yeah.
You haven't?
No, have you?
I say that all the time. But I'm also the only person who's pronounced Bazzi properly too.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
maybe
So
there's
you
something
do get
to
a
that.
point there.
Yeah.
Now, Rachel, I noticed that you just followed the show a couple hours ago. Tell us about your decision to wait.
Honestly, I have nothing to say about that. I thought I followed it because
Next
I
question. She goes,
actually
"Next question."
no, I have been on y'all's Instagram multiple times because we have had friends who have been on here a couple
Right.
times. So I've been on there a couple. I don't know.
You just wanted to wait.
Just not worth the follow, I guess.
I knew that was a
Unbelievable.
mistake.
Is
I
it
knew
the
that was a
intros?
mistake.
Po-
I knew it was a mistake.
Yeah. We saw it. I was like, oh, nice. We got a new follower. Oh, it's Rachel.
So yeah, that's on me. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that I was following. I did. Yeah.
All right.
Because I've gone back and I've looked.
There
at
was
everybody
nothing,
else stuff.
that you just thought you were following. So there's nothing that was holding
Yeah,
you off.
you know I'm a supporter.
Yeah, good.
And you love pumpkin patches, I hear.
Yes.
Is that a big thing for you?
Yes. Well, you know, if you've got little kids, fall time comes
where you go.
around, you're ended up rain or shine at a pumpkin patch.
You meet great people there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Lifelong friends.
That's great.
It only took us 9 months to get together. But, you know.
It is a crazy story. People that don't know, we met you guys October, whatever,
And we as you and Megan.
Megan and I.
Yeah.
And
2023.
our kids, 2023, exchanged digits because you guys thought we were the coolest people and you begged us for our phone numbers.
That's true.
I think
You guys
how
are
I
probably the
remember
only
it.
dads there, right? Is there a
No,
lot of
there
dads
was
in
a
the
lot of
pumpkin
people.
patch?
There was a lot.
It
There's
was slammed there.
a lot of
Yeah.
families there.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't go to pumpkin patches.
I
often.
try to avoid the pumpkin patch. I
You
just
gotta
don't
dabble.
get it.
Well, do you have little kids?
I do.
Well, how old are they?
They're 10 and 7.
Okay, well, still pumpkin patch age.
It's great.
For
age.
sure
And
they
there was
would.
there's
Yeah.
a maze there. There was
Tractor rides.
tractors. There's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it took us then. You guys texting, my wife texting for months. I bet if
Months.
Colin and I had each other's number, we would have knocked it out a week.
Easy.
For sure.
Idiot.
Easy.
And then 9 months later, we just finally went to dinner. It was great.
Well, me and Megan neither of us are great texters.
Terrible.
And when you have two people who are not good texters, it's really hard to.
Which I
set up
can't wrap
plans.
my head around. So
I think women in
how many-
general is kind of like that, though, right?
But do you leave so you guys have texts unread for days sometimes? My wife does.
Yes, that's
And it's
true.
like, oh, I don't want to open it until I want to respond. It's like, well, what if they needed something 2 days ago when they text you?
Well,
What's your move?
I think Rachel
Hopefully
reads
they
them
figure
and
it
just doesn't respond.
And then hits
that
like,
well, no, it's because I read something and then my toddler jumps off the deck, and then that's my attention. You know.
gotcha. So there's just at least something to. I'm so emails. I'm not great with emails, but texts. I'm your guy. If you want to text, I'm gonna be quick response. And I might not know the answer. It's just like, yeah, I'll get back to you.
So do you want to move into the sponsored part of the show? Crosby Roofing sponsored.
Let's do it.
This part's all right. This part's for
segment.
Rachel. It's called He's a 10 But. Have you ever played that game before?
Okay, yes. Well, I've never played, but I do know this.
You
Yeah,
just
so-
rank him. If he's a 10 and he gives you something, then you say, is he still a 10 or is he less? What number?
Yeah, and this is generic. Like obviously your husband's a 10
Yeah,
Obviously.
in everything.
Yeah,
Obviously.
even if he
10,
does
but he's a roofer. 12.
All right. He's a 10, but he has a cat named Paul.
0. I'm not. No. Wait, are these specific things about?
No, this is
Maybe.
just
Okay,
general.
okay.
I mean,
I was gonna say, do you have
Who
a
knows?
cat named?
no, I don't have a cat named Paul.
Well, I stand by my
I
answer
would,
still.
yeah, I think it's a great. And
Okay.
we
Either
want
way,
you to be
say
honest.
it's about us.
Yeah,
we want
you to be
honesty.
honest.
Okay.
All right, he's a 10, but he wears tighty whities all the time.
6, 7.
Okay.
I feel like that's
Colin's
that's
a
not that big of a deal,
Colin's
dude.
a tighty whitey guy.
not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal.
He's a 10, but he eats his hot dogs plain.
No condiments.
Lots of thought going into these.
2.
Wow.
2. It's a red flag kind of, right?
Yeah,
some
for
on it.
sure.
He's a 10, but he watches a lot of Bravo.
0. I'm not a reality show. I can't date somebody who's a reality TV
You were
watcher.
doing well until that question.
That
Do you like
that
Bravo,
one was
don't
about
you?
Tom
You're a
specifically.
big Bravo stan. I remember
like a
that.
Bravo.
He's a 10, but he kisses his mom on the lips.
Ooh, 0.
Creepy.
0.
He's a 10, but he thinks Nickelback is the greatest band on the planet.
Okay, an 8.
Yeah.
Nickelback fan.
No. I just feel like, genres of music, everybody's different.
It's good
Got a
taste.
passion for it.
Yeah.
And I think Nickelback's underrated in general.
Yeah, I feel like they're not horrible.
Right.
They get a bad
secretly, and people secretly listen to them all
Yes.
the time.
Yeah.
I
like-
couldn't name a
It brings
song.
me back to the 90s, it makes
Yeah.
me, it's nostalgic.
Makes you nostalgic. Yeah, that's a good feeling. All right. Well, that wraps up our
Segment-
our
our-
segment
our
from
segment.
Crosby Roofing.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our normal show.
All right.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So what other cool features are out there in the roofing and gutter space that the average Joe needs to hear about?
Cool features in the roofing and gutter space.
Is there anything new? Like, I know there's 4-inch gutters, there's 6-inch gutters. Is there a 10-inch gutter?
Black gutters, white gutters.
Yeah, so
Round downspouts.
Ooh.
Like
So
we
you
love
can-
a round downspout.
yeah. So
What's that do?
It's cosmetic. So functionalities first when it comes to roofing and gutters, right? Like you want it to function. It can look really cool, but if it's leaking, it's not that
Right,
cool.
right.
So, what kind of going off what Rachel's saying, I feel like getting I'm talking about this building here. Y'all use contrast, so you've got a black roof, you've got black shingles, black metal, and you got black gutters. I think it's nice. So
Some say sexual.
some say
That's
sexual.
what most people are saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've used contrast to make it look neat. So it's always nice when, you can use the different colors to make if you're a cosmetic person, if you don't care how it looks, just put whatever you want up there. But Rachel's mentioned we just built a house, so we put a brown roof and we did a dark bronze gutter system with circular downspouts, and it's just a nice little touch.
Yeah.
We like it.
Did you say bronze?
Dark bronze.
Oh.
We
Good
added
gutters.
leader boxes onto our downspouts too, which is really
What's
cool.
that?
They look like little. They
Are
look
they like the
little
chime?
squares almost. They're literally decorative, but
Well,
you would know them if you saw them.
What's
I'm
the
sure you've seen them.
dangly thing? It's like a
Rain chain.
Yes.
she put one of those on
Yes.
the
My
love
wife
those.
wants one of those.
Yeah.
Yes, very very nice when it's raining. You can-
Where do they go? Like, is there a opening that it's dumping into that?
Yeah, so drain chains would take it would take
Instead
the
of a
place of a
downspout.
downspout.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we put them in areas that you don't really have a ton of water runoff. So ours, we just have it on this little kick out over our next to our porch, and it channels into
Does it make noise? Mm-hmm. It does.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been
I
outside.
mean, it's copper,
like
so
a chime.
it's like a well, not so much, but something like that.
I don't really understand what you guys are talking about.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's speak in your language. So belly button rings, right?
Oh, yeah, I do know that. That's,
And then they-
that's a great
wow,
start.
I'm curious to see where we're going with this. one.
Then they started, instead of just the belly button kind of loop thing, then they did build those
the
chains
chains.
that dangle
So instead of a downspout, it's just metal going down
in
your post.
cups.
Yeah,
Yep.
so a downspout, the water is inside of the downspout. A rain chain, you can kind of see it. It's out in the open. It's just channeling down the chain.
Sounds
So it'd be
fancy.
like chain,
Yeah.
cup,
Very.
chain, cup, chain, cup,
Yeah.
and it just kind of.
That's bougie.
Well, ours is from Amazon, and it was like $50. So is it really?
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
Yeah.
It
What
can look
about
bougie.
what about rain barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of our clients will have the downspout going into a rain barrel and they use it to like water their garden or water their flowers.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't really recommend drinking out of it, but yeah.
Cold plunge.
Yeah, yeah, or cold plunge. Yeah, we haven't done we haven't done a lot of them, to be honest. I guess I don't want to say I avoid them, but we don't really market them either.
The barrel itself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've just had issues with it. And the barrel, you'd be really surprised how quickly like a huge barrel will fill up with water.
Right. Then what do you do?
Yeah, then it just overflows and it's leaking out into the garden. So you got to use it quickly. So
Right.
I haven't really used them too often.
Okay. Now, when do you know somebody needs a new roof? Is it just time and or damage?
Yeah,
Or
so
is it-
well, it's crazy. We've seen roofs last 30, 40 years, and we've seen them, you know, fell out as quick as 2 or 3. It really depends on how it's installed, and assuming it's installed properly, your roof should last you 25 years.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Your average. So the most common roof that's going on like residential houses now, like an architectural shingle, so you've got that up here. You should get at least 25 years. They're rated for 35 years, but in our market, 25 years is like an average life expectancy out of it. And to know when it's needs to be replaced, I would recommend you guys to have your roofs inspected once every couple years. Once you get over the 10-year mark, have it inspected yearly. Roofers will come out and look at it for you. We don't charge you to do inspection fees, so I'd recommend you have it inspected once a year after it's that 10-year mark. And in our market, we get hail and strong winds like more often than you'd think.
Yeah.
So you may be able to have your insurance pick up the tab for it as
I
well.
like that.
Yeah.
What does it look like usually when the insurance does it? You have a deductible most of the time.
Yeah, all the time you'll have a deductible. So if an insurance is involved, you file the claim with your own insurance company, and then they're going to send out their licensed adjuster to do an inspection. And we would meet the adjuster, get on the roof with them. We're not there to like show them how to do their job, but we're looking for any
Just gonna
damage.
point things out.
Yeah. We want to just make sure that they're looking at all the damage and.
Don't miss this hammer mark right
Yeah.
here.
No, we're just wanting to be there to advocate for the client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like people should look at trees and branches and things that are rubbing the roof. Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, that's a big no-no. You don't want any if you've got trees growing up close to your roof and it's rubbing against it, that obviously could cause some holes or whatnot. You want to trim your trees back.
Now let's talk about a flat roof.
Ooh.
You guys done any flat roofs?
Yeah. So flat roofs are going to be on
Like commercial?
commercial shopping centers like Walmarts and whatnot. That's just a whole nother world. You see them on residential houses every now and then, and that's most of those are like a TPO product or like a there's multiple different types of flat roofing. What we do the majority of the time, I mean, 95 out of 100 of the roofs that we do out of this market are all going to be asphalt shingles and sloped roofs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, we have a flat roof building in Forest Acres.
Mm-hmm.
How often, like, I think we should go up there and get leaves and stuff off. Like, we just never go up there.
So your flat roofs last quite a long time. If once again, assuming it's installed properly, more than anything, you just want to make sure your drains are not
clear.
Yeah. If your drains, the water even flat is going to have some type of slope to it. So it's going to slope to the drains. Is it a commercial building? I assume.
Yeah.
It's one of y'all's practices.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drains are probably on the back. Just make sure those drains are not clogged up, and you should be good.
They're for sure clogged up.
Are they
And
clogged
there's
up?
got to be mold.
question.
Is mold, like, are you guys dealing with a lot of mold?
We
not
don't
really?
We don't. That's I guess a mold.
Guy.
Yeah, that's a mold guy. Once it
roof.
gets moldy, it's out of our hands.
How much should a roof cost? That's what I never know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I might get a quote for $7,000 or $50,000.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I mean, I would recommend getting quotes from multiple companies because it's crazy how often we hear one client will get a quote, let's say a $10,000 roof, they get quotes anywhere from $7,000 to like $28,000. It's a wide range, and I don't know how some business owners come up with the prices. We're a margin-based company, so we're not trying to retire off of every roof, and but we also need to make a decent margin. So we're looking at the long term, but the average roof replacement is going to be anywhere from like $12,000 to $15,000.
And that's based on slope, square footage.
Yeah.
The product you choose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Metal versus shingle.
Well, metal is going to be a little bit more expensive than that. Probably double that, actually. The average metal roof is about double the cost of an average shingle roof.
There's also different types of shingles, though. Like you can get a cedar shake or a Grand Manor. Those are going to be more expensive than.
That's right.
Ooh, what one looks better? What's better on the eye?
My dream roof is a cedar shake, but.
Which we don't even do. So.
And what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, have you ever seen
Like a wood shake?
Yes. Like, have you ever seen houses in like the Hamptons or something where they have those wood shake on the outside? Like some people use cedar shake for like siding.
But how do you keep them up to, like, you have to do what? Treat them every so often?
To be honest with you,
They got to be a pain in the ass.
yeah. So there's
Or
some,
slate, like slate roofs. Those
Slate
look
would be
amazing,
sweet.
but very, very expensive.
and there's synthetic materials. So there's like a synthetic cedar and a synthetic slate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely interested in those. I think that's a really neat, because the actual slate, it's just that's a craft. It's, and if you're not doing it every single day, you really don't want to mess up installing something like that. Mm-hmm. So the synthetic products I think are great. They're a little bit more reasonable price than like the raw slate or cedar, but yeah, all different types of.
Do you have a roofer? Like, I'm talking a guy that's on there that's just like your favorite dude out of your crews. Like, you just get happy when you see him.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. We mentioned how tough it is working on a roof every day. Mm-hmm. Something that I'm always blown away at is you show up on a roofing job site, most of the time, no matter the conditions, the crews are just happy. Mm-hmm. And our crews are just
they pack their lunch.
Yeah, some will pack their lunch. Some there's a neat little business that I see. Our foreman's wife runs I guess like a meal prep delivery service.
Oh, really?
So she cooks for the whole crew, multiple crews, and will show
That's
up
a
at the
good
job
idea.
site, sell it to them, and it's pretty neat.
Nice.
So I wouldn't say I've got a favorite individual every single time, but it's remarkable how everybody remains happy and just enjoying
good
what they're doing.
attitude.
Yeah, enjoying what they're doing.
They're just hanging out with the boys all day.
Yeah.
I have a brother-in-law who he worked in a bank, and I just think he wasn't like that happy because it was just a little too like buttoned up and uptight for him. And then he went and worked at a mine, and he was like, best thing ever, just hanging out with the boys all day long.
You've got to do what you like, if you don't want to be in an office all day, don't look for an office job.
Right. That's
How important is language? Like, are you letting them say whatever they
oh
want?
boy, SH words, A word,
A words.
We're not. It's not in the training manual. Don't cuss on the job site.
Right.
I think it's common knowledge. We're not using certain words. If they cuss to each other, I'm not gonna tell them not to. But
you don't.
Let's
They
not
also
use it
speak
towards.
in Spanish a lot, which
So we didn't
there
even
is sometimes people don't know.
Are you guys bilingual?
true.
No.
Somebody
I
could
know,
be
it's
talking right
tough.
about you.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Definitely. Yeah.
You just turn on your little recording thing and move it into Chat GPT or Google Translate later
Google
on.
Translate's great.
Yeah. We use Google Translate. We've got our project managers bilingual, and that's helpful because the communication barrier can be tough at times.
How fast should they put a roof on? Like it's like a SWAT team of people that come. and
Yes,
just
it's amazing.
crank.
So I'll tell you what. Right now, so last week we're in the summer. We had a 90% chance of rain every single day, but not until after 4 p.m. So the summertime, it's tough. Like we're more focused on time frame during the summer just to prevent pop-up showers because it's crazy how often it's raining in the evenings. But your average, we set up our business to our average roof takes 1 day, some takes 2. If you've got a massive house and a really steep job, it's going to take 2 or 3 days. But the average roof replacement for us takes 1 day. And we kind of set up our crews like that. So we've got a larger crew, we've got a smaller crew, and if we've got a real big job, we'll just put all, 2 or 3 of them on it just to knock it out in a day.
I love that. And how many guys is that? Like, how many people would be on a roof?
Our smallest crew is 6, our largest crew is 12. So, yeah. You want more. I would say you want at least 6 people on the crew between the install, the cleanup, because that's it's funny in our industry. Yeah, I was gonna say our industry, we of course get judged on if our roof leaks or not, but more than that, how many nails we leave over.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you've got nails in the driveway for weeks and months after, no matter how good of a job you do, they hate you.
Right.
Which I get it.
Right.
So cleanup is equally important in my opinion.
Is that like, and I didn't look at your Google reviews, but is that where you would get hit the most on? Is like nail in the tire, these guys are shit.
Well, more, I mean, you guys, I'd say it's more how you react to it. Nails are inevitable at times. I mean, we'll have quite literally like a couple thousand loose nails on your property. I like to say we get every single one every time, but that's a lie. So it's, we replace tires, we replace patches. I think it's all in how you handle complaints.
You just have a massive magnet that you run over the driveway or something?
Lots of them. Yeah. These it looks like a big looks like a shop broom, like a 3-foot wide magnet on wheels that you just run through the yard. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to be the magnet guy. Is there a guy that's just on the ground the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Like a ground guy?
Yeah. Of course. Most time too. We've got 2 people on the ground, and it's the intro job in roofing. That like a labor. It's not the most ideal scenario.
Is that because they're lifting all the stuff and bringing it up the ladder?
Yeah. So growing up, that was the only job that me and my brother did on the job site. And it was, we always joke, if we backtalk my mom, my dad would be like, all right, we're going out to a roofing crew. You learn real quick to listen to your mom.
Right.
Ground guy. I kind of like, whenever we chop down trees, I like being the ground guy.
Well, at least it smells good there, right? Like I love the smell of like fresh chopped trees.
Yeah, and I love being down there when the whole thing's crashing down.
Yeah. So I guess you kind of get the same thing. You just smell asphalt and nails all day.
Yeah, they're just coming down at you. You're trying to dodge it a little bit.
Yeah.
We've zapped some trees that we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Branches. I'm the what would you call me? The axe man? Is that what they would be called?
Are you cutting them down yourself?
I'm the guy up there.
Oh yeah. And we usually don't use the right equipment either.
No, I use like
mini
a
chainsaw.
Yeah, on a stick, like the limb cutter I'm using to cut down big things and in the air. One time at his house, it swung around this branch and just blasted me right in the chest.
Wait, so you guys are cutting trees down together?
Yeah. He's my ground guy.
It's called Turquoise Tanks.
He's my ladder. Turquoise Tanks Incorporated.
For what? Is this a hobby or?
Yeah, it's a made-up company.
Yeah, we just kind of do it whenever something needs to
like
be done.
If we buy rentals, like we'll go in and do the first zap job.
Okay.
And because it is just fun.
Mm-hmm. And every rental that you get, like there's trees everywhere in the roof, all over it.
Yeah.
What happens if the weather shifts like quick?
Oh.
And I'm talking, you got everything peeled off. No plywood, is that what it would be?
Yeah.
Or what's it called?
Yeah. Decking.
And so now it just starts hammering rain.
So you're describing like every roofer's nightmare.
Yes.
Right? I'm flinching. No, so that
like
is,
do you have just tarp? Like what's the move?
listen, if we get caught like that, we have tarps, so there's only so much you can do.
Right.
Luckily for us, most of our jobs we tear off to the decking. So it's not, you don't have to replace all the wood every time you replace your roof.
Right.
So you're tearing off down to just the decking. So you can get some tarps up there, but you'll have leaks time every now and then. We just have to fix it. We got to go in and repaint the house.
Has there been a massive mistake where you're replacing drywall and all kinds of shit in people's houses?
It's happened before. It doesn't happen that often. Yeah, it's happened before, but we really, man, I watch the weather forecast. Like, I check it like I'm checking social media.
Yeah.
So same as that's what we're constantly looking at the weather. First thing we do, wake up in the morning, check the weather. Like today,
Right.
last night last night going to bed, it was like a 90% chance of rain all day. And this morning, it's gone. So we're doing 0 roofs today because I didn't want that headache. There's nothing worse than being worried all day about if it's going to rain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you do if it's like a week of like hurricane rain,
You don't work.
everybody just hangs out.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys throw like a little shindig, like a little party.
Yeah, we clean the shop, we clean the trucks. We try to keep
Do
ourselves
something.
busy. There's always something to do. Yeah. Or there's smaller jobs. Sometimes.
Keep those salary guys working.
Yeah.
No vacation.
Yeah, gotta
Come on in.
Definitely keep it working.
I'm curious about the family dynamic of it from
Yeah.
you, Rachel. Maybe
Oh God.
because he's family business with his dad. You're coming in here. He's how old was he when you guys met?
Me and Colin we were best friends for probably 4 years before we started dating.
Oh, he was in the friend zone and got out of the friend
Deep
zone.
in the
Yeah.
friend zone.
How'd you get out of the friends?
Just one.
Maybe
He
I
wore
should.
me
How did
down.
he? Yeah, how did he do it? Because I feel like a lot of people are in the friend zone and don't never get out of it.
Yeah, we honestly, I think for a long time we were really scared to date. Like we always had good chemistry, and everyone we dated, like during the time of us being best friends, were always like, "There's no way you guys aren't dating," and we were like, "No, really." For like 4 years, we weren't. We were just best friends. We didn't want to ruin like the friend group because it really was like his brother married one of me and my sister's best friends from high school. So there's that, and then there was my sister, and then me and Colin, and we all just kind of like ran in the same crowd. But gosh, we met when I was 20.
Yeah.
20, yeah, 20. And then he started his business here when he was 21. So I've kind of seen it.
So
I've
from
seen
ground
it.
From
zero.
the beginning. And your
Yeah.
sister was your sister into him at all or no? Did
No,
was that
she
ever a
was-
thing?
No, she wasn't. But she also did not want me to date. She did not want us to date. She loves to sit there and like take credit for us getting together, but she was like one of our biggest like, you guys cannot
Don't
date.
screw this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. And then what happened?
Real love story, you know?
Well, I want to know there's always the moment when you're friends and then you're more than friends.
That first makeout sesh.
Yeah. Or like your hands accidentally touch a little too much.
Yeah.
So Rachel and I tried, we tried dating. Like
Yeah,
back,
we did.
I don't
Probably
know.
3 years into us being really
Like
close, we
2015.
tried. And we were both just too young, not there.
And by tried, you mean
It doesn't. That doesn't make any.
Just use your imagination, I guess.
I have
we
no
hung out
clue what
his
that means.
imagination's not great.
Well, we like went on a couple dates, kissed here and there.
Yep.
Yeah. Held hands.
Held hands.
Stretch out in the movie theater where
Yep.
you like put your
Yep.
arm around.
Maybe.
Yes. And then we both were just like, we're just not.
So
we're not
actually,
ready.
she came to me like 3 weeks in and was like, "Hey, I don't think it's gonna work."
Colin, I think Colin will tell you.
You're like, it's working great
Yeah,
for me.
I remember
Yeah.
thinking like, "Oh, yeah, same."
Yeah, Colin will tell you. I think Colin had a thing for me a little bit before I had a
Definitely.
thing for him.
Yeah, definitely. That's the
But we
friend zone
also-
definition,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. We also both knew that when we started dating, it was like in game, like we were gonna get married.
Yeah.
So I think we both like mutually agreed and wanted to wait until we were mature enough, and like we both knew that we were in like the right headspace to.
So what she means by that
Sorry.
is I was forced to mutually agree.
Yes. Yeah. I was
I
still
want
in
you to
college,
see other people for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, quote unquote, we need to mature.
Yeah,
I mean, you need to
No,
mature.
so that,
Yeah.
but and then I guess when we started dating back again in, is that 2017 or 2018?
2017.
Yeah, somewhere around then. And then I guess her coming into, well, when you moved here in 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Gosh, and that was COVID, and then it was that huge hailstorm.
yeah, so our business was a lot different then as well. So so she mentioned I opened up my business when I was 21, and at the time, I had really good intentions, and I was running through the motions and doing. I was running a good business, but we were really small. I had no employees. I was a one-man show from like 2014 until 2018, until 2018. And we did great work. We were just really small. We'd do 1-2 roofs a week, maybe. And it was just a different. I was a very young business owner. I worked for time off and more freedom.
Yeah.
In my second year of business, I essentially shut down and went to Europe for a month. And like what type of business does that normal? That was just me being 22 and having fun at it.
Yeah.
And then, so when Rachel came into the picture, things changed for sure. That was when we started trying to grow, actually build a really good name, and grow a business opposed to just a one-man operation. So we can definitely give Rachel credit for that for sure.
Nice.
So Richard's your dad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Richard is my dad, and my brother also goes by Bubba, but his name's Richard as well.
Right.
Is he big?
No.
Who would win in a fight, you or Bubba?
I think they'd be pretty evenly matched.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't fought anybody in a long time. Probably the last person I fought was Bubba.
Yeah. When y'all were 11.
Yeah. I'm not
Collen's
a fighter,
not a
man.
fighter.
I'm
He's
not
a
a
lover.
fighter. Yeah.
He's a lover,
Definitely
not
not
a
a
fighter.
fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I come in.
So my dad Richard runs the branch in Macon, and then my brother Bubba runs Augusta. So we're all three separate. We do the same thing. We're just independently owned and operated.
That's the dream. Like, I would love to have my kids in the same industry as me.
But without having roles of different authority. So so much credit given to my dad. I never understood the dynamic or why he wanted us to go and open up our own. In high school, I just always assumed I would work in the business,
Right.
but had no real concept of what that meant. And when my older brother and I were, I guess, probably 15 and 17, I remember him and my mom asked us, they're like, do y'all have plans? Do y'all want to work in the business? And we were both like, of course, absolutely. And he's like, well, I would love that, but there's not really room in the Macon branch for you guys. He's like, so y'all can work for me until I retire, or you can kind of open up your own business. And at that time, we had no clue, no formal business training. I like to joke and tell Rachel I went to college for 1 year, one and done. College wasn't for me.
Straight to the pros.
Yeah, straight to the pros. And then started working full time. I worked for my dad for a year. Then I moved to Augusta when my brother opened up his branch. Worked for him for a year, and then moved to Columbia after that. So it's a really great. Me and my brother and my dad have great relationships because when I was running a small one-person operation, my brother was in a completely different mode. He was growing his business and scaling. And at the time, we were able to do completely opposite things, still have a great relationship, rely on each other for advice. But there's never this partner wants to grow, this partner doesn't.
Right.
So it's great. And
That's sweet.
yeah.
Did you dabble in anything prior to roofing? Like bartending?
No.
Nothing.
No,
You didn't work at like McDonald's or?
I was a lifeguard in high school,
Nice.
but that was because the working on the ground at a roofing crew sucked. So,
But framing, electrician, nothing else.
No.
Never even crossed your mind.
Rachel, what's your career story? You moved in 2019. Were you moving because of a career, or you thought?
No, we got married. I mean,
Oh, that was when it was.
yeah. So I was in Augusta. I was living in Augusta. I got my master's in nursing.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And then we got married, and we got pregnant on our honeymoon. And then
Nice.
it was
magical, actually.
Yeah, it was the plan.
Was that the plan?
It was the plan.
Okay.
It was the plan. But when I moved here, it was COVID. We went on our honeymoon for a month, and by the time we got back, we actually cut it short because like borders started closing down for COVID. And I was really sick with my first pregnancy, and then we kind of just decided mutually that I was gonna stay home. This was also back when like if you got COVID, like you're done,
yeah.
So we were like scared. I was pregnant, so I stayed home, and I never really started my nursing career.
Never officially.
Really? I had a job offer here, and timing didn't work out. And now I'm a stay-at-home mom, and it worked
Sweet.
out. Everything happens for a reason.
That's great.
Where was the honeymoon?
Well, we were in Southeast Asia.
We went straight
So-
to the heart of COVID.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone
There's
was like,
this place
"Are
called
you okay?"
Wuhan. Let's
yeah.
go there for a month.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Got a deal.
No, we did like Bali.
So-
and-
It's so
You won't
cheap
believe
in Wuhan.
yeah.
Plane tickets were a steal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you did Bali, you did Vietnam, you
No.
did Thailand, you did Cambodia, Laos.
No, we did Phuket, we did Bali, we did where did we fly
We were gonna
into?
go to Singapore, but
Yeah.
it was the hotel we were gonna stay at had an active case of COVID, so they
One.
shut down. It was Marina
Everything.
Bay Sands. It's
Yeah.
it's where I wanted to go. It was,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no,
Koh Samui and Bangkok.
yeah,
Yeah.
where
Oh, yeah.
for.
So you went around Thailand.
yeah. We're
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple everywhere she just named was in Thailand,
Yeah.
Bali.
except for when we went to Bali. So it was just
Yeah.
it was Thailand and then Bali.
That's where my wife and I went on our honeymoon for
Nice.
3 weeks to Thailand.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It was.
It was
It's
so
beautiful.
cheap. I mean, for us, we just graduated after 8 years of university, so
Yeah.
we were so poor. We just took whatever money we got from our wedding and just lived as long as we could there.
That's awesome.
And everything is cheap. Like once you get there, everything's cheap.
So
the
cheap.
food's so good. It's affordable. Is awesome. Where
We had a
all did you guys
blast.
go?
We spent time in Bangkok, and then we spent time in Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of
Nice.
time there.
Yeah,
I
it's
wanted
up
to
in
do
the
I wanted to do all the fighting and Muay Thai stuff there.
Yeah, nice.
And then we went south down around Phuket. We never went to Phuket, but
Yeah.
around in that area.
Yeah, cool.
We went to the one area that got hit really hard by the hurricane or the tsunami. Sorry, in
When was this?
I don't know. This was 2010, so I think it was the 2006 or 2007 tsunami,
Yeah.
and they made a whole movie about it. But then everything was being rebuilt
Rebuilt,
and really cheap.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many lady boys did you meet on that trip? Do you want to share that with us?
That was weird, right?
Constant.
Yes.
In
you-
Bangkok? Yeah.
How do you know?
Adam's apple. That's it.
That's the go-to.
Yeah.
So if they were wearing one of those choker necklaces, you just know.
Yeah.
and they have bigger hands too.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah.
You see your hands.
they would. I was thinking the ones like when we were on the train, they would give you, and you're like, whoa, and then you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great handshake.
Yeah, but always nice. Like there was never anything like, never an
Yeah.
issue, right? It was
Yeah.
just always like, I don't know, a different dynamic.
Yeah. It's crazy. Most times you travel outside the U.S., you say, wow, these people are so nice.
Yeah. That's true.
Something about that.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have the word zapping a lot? I imagine, like, let's zap this roof on.
Let's nail this roof.
Nail it. Let's get this nailed.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on who
No
I'm talking
lingo.
to. Yeah. It depends on if I'm talking to the installers or to the sales reps or, I don't know. I feel like I'm blanking on any lingo about it, but yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, man.
How about tattoos? How many tattoos do you have? And when did you get your first?
You take it away, Rach.
Ooh, Rachel's got some? You got a
I
lower
have
back?
more than Colin.
Really?
Yeah. I have
Don't look at me.
I've got like 7 or 8.
You didn't
Yes.
know that.
I know she has tattoos.
Yeah.
I don't know the quantity.
Cliche, I got my first one on my 18th birthday.
Nice.
On your lower back?
No,
Yeah.
back of my neck actually. It's like close enough. Yeah. Colin has one.
Yeah. I that trip that I was referencing when I left
Yes.
when I left the company
Just pair of
for a
balls.
month. Yeah.
Balls on your arm.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I was
That is
that's,
great.
yeah. So I've got a pair of balls. Yeah.
Tattoos are a little addictive, though. I've seen.
Yeah,
I don't
oh,
have
yeah.
any, but I know that once you get one, you go to 2, and once you go
Yeah.
to 2, you go to 30.
Yeah, we're both trying to decide.
Tattoos for you?
I don't have any yet. I want some, I
You're
think.
just scared of the addiction of it.
Well, now that I saw the 2 balls and that's allowed,
It's hard.
I want that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
It's a big commitment.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
How big did you that's a good size right
Yeah.
out of the gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you keep your buys and tries big, it looks
Oh,
cool.
man,
are
What
you
you
doing
don't want to
curls?
do is get too skinny in your
Right.
arms with tattoos.
Right.
Yeah. The
Are you doing,
globes.
yeah, what are you doing? Are you doing curls? Here and there?
Yeah. Tons of curls
Just-
all day, every day.
He used to be a big CrossFit guy.
Yeah.
He was.
I kind of want to get back into it.
Yeah,
you
Riley.
were?
You guys know Riley Kilbride, you said?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did it. Yeah, but I just feel like you age out of it. That's what I'm worried about is I think I aged out, but I'm not
I think
sure.
it's really hard on your body.
I know.
Like I actually read an article about this recently about how it's like really hard
Right.
on your body.
Right.
You
That's-
guys have a lot of CrossFitters as clients?
Yeah, the Forest Acres location.
Yeah.
Just because there's more of that down there. You have any up here?
There's not a
Not a
lot.
lot.
No.
You
A lot
just-
of like Pilates, Orange Theory.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm one of those.
That's right.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
they're-
Rachel's you're the cliche avatar for our company.
Yeah, yeah.
What pitch roof is just an insane amount of slope?
You know, the steepest that you'd see on like a standard production is going to be a 12-12. 12-12 pitch is like, it's like a slope formula.
12 inches up, 12 inches down.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Well,
12
no,
inches
no, no.
across, 12 inches down.
Yeah, yeah.
Or is that how it is?
It's for
I think 12 inches
for
up, 12
every-
inches down. It's just
for every I've always it's feet. So for every 12 feet,
feet
this way
over.
it decreases 12 feet down.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean 12-12 is what you're going to see on like your
Most.
Yeah, and we come across some custom builds that are like, you know, they just want a steeper roof for the aesthetic purpose. You'll see like a, I don't know, almost straight up wall, like a 18-12 pitch, but it's luckily we don't see those too often.
Right.
I mean, you'd be suspended in like rock climbing gear trying to
Right.
nail a shingle on.
Yeah, I have that on my house.
Do you really?
Yours is steep?
It's real. Well, I have that one area right in the middle that's almost straight up and down.
Oh.
Is
For-
it like- is it
for no
a
reason.
is like a they call it mansard, like a mansard style roof that's just you can put a ladder up and it's just straight up pretty much.
Almost,
pretty
it's
much.
almost like that, yes,
Yeah.
but only a small portion of it.
Yeah.
But I always just think like I wish my roof was less sloped at all times because there's so much wasted space in the attic.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. Good point. I mean, you need some attic space, you know. The low pitch roofs, it's always tough to find the leak because I'm a pretty big fella to be climbing around in a little bitty attic trying to get up there.
Oh, that's why you like the space
yeah,
to get in there.
I want a full walk-in door.
Yeah.
You know, don't show me a pull-down attic. I want to walk into it.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be nice.
I always minimize it.
Yeah.
Just think, like, which I had a pool. I have a pool, so I had a guy that was coming to like help me do it, and he's a bigger guy, and he's like, just don't like enclose this too much.
Yeah.
Don't worry about how it looks. And every day I was sitting out there like, I can't stand how it looks. I was like, cover it all up. So
Yeah.
I got the whole thing covered up, and now he has this tiny little area
Little
to
manhole.
go down.
Nice.
Comes out, I'm just like, I'm sorry. Sorry, Norris.
I'm really sorry to avoid all of your advice.
Sort of, but also I'm also like, you know what? I'm looking at it all day long, and you have to climb through my attic
Yeah.
for 3 days every 25 years,
Yeah. What's this guy getting
maybe
in there for?
one day.
What's he getting in there for?
What's he doing?
No, it's
Storing your
this
Christmas?
This is for my pool pump and filter under the deck.
Gotcha.
So I kept it out so it was easy access for him, but then it looks so bad that I just
Yeah.
I built it into my deck, so he kind of has to crawl under my deck, which he doesn't come that often. Comes a few times a year.
What are we shooting for roofs per week? Like what are we what's the what's the
2
ideal number?
crews.
You tell me how many do we like to install
Yeah,
a
like
week?
if you could just what's the number we're shooting for?
You know, depending on the size of it, like some jobs take 1 to 2 or potentially 3 days. But if we can complete 12 to 15 roofs a week, that's
That's the sweet spot.
that's a great week.
With
yeah.
2 crews,
3.
3 crews.
Yeah.
RPWs. Do you call
All right, so
them
that's
RPWs?
4.
No.
So each one has to do 4 basically. If they're doing 4 a week,
one a
then
day
you're
and
pretty happy.
Yeah, so 1 a day, and we try not to start roofs on Fridays. You know, Fridays we button up anything that didn't get finished up throughout the week. We start focusing on the next week production. So yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Nice.
And in the summertime, it's nice to have, you know, Fridays after 12, we're generally done and headed into the weekend.
Yep. Do you guys ever have like altercations where you're yelling at each other?
Who, me and
Yeah.
the client, or
Yeah.
me and
Or you and Rachel.
Oh, all the time.
Yes.
No.
Well, I mean more like with the worker kind of side where you're like, what are you doing sitting down? And they're like, I can't
Nah.
do that. And you're like, yes, you can.
Man, you know, communication makes the world go around. We try not to yell at each other too much. I mean, for me, showing up on a job site, if somebody's sitting down, there's probably a reason for it. And if it's the same person sitting down repeatedly, there's not too much of a conversation to be had. You know.
I feel like the workers weed themselves, like the hard workers weed those guys out.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that too.
100%.
Yeah.
But working on a crew, if you're the person that's always taking the break and everybody's busting tail, I'm not the one that has to get rid of you. The lead guy will,
Yeah.
will give them the boot before I get the opportunity to.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, teams are supposed to make each other stronger. You know. So yeah, they do that for me.
That's nice. What does a Crosby Christmas party look like?
Looking for an invitation?
Yeah, how do we get 2 invites
Yeah,
to?
actually, we would.
this a-
it would
I
be
plan
fun.
those.
Yeah,
Do you?
Rachel plans these. That's it.
I'll keep you guys in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the last couple years we've always looked
Do you
after.
do you don't do gifts for everybody, do you?
We do awards.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. So the last couple years, Colin will do like, what were some of your awards?
Like the hoe.
Most masculine.
Yeah. No, we so we'll always say whoever's putting out fires. Like if it's a rainy Monday morning,
Yeah.
there's somebody that's upset. So we'll give out the
Fire
firefighter.
chief.
Yeah, the firefighter
Oh,
award
that's
to
good.
Nice.
whoever handles the most problems.
I like that.
Or our sales reps. We have like presidents clubs and whatnot. But our Christmas party, we normally like to just rent out like a local restaurant. So we've done colas.
The whole restaurant?
We
Well,
did
nah.
No, we usually we like their room.
Yeah.
We did Davino's.
Not that big now. Come on.
Honestly,
Shut down
Call
the
it-
restaurant. Crosby Roof is
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. No, Davino's downtown.
Yeah.
we
colas.
honestly we have like such great employees that have been with the company for years now and have seen so much growth. It's kind of like our one time a year that we really get to celebrate
Yeah.
them and treat them to something nice. So
Yeah.
we try to do like
Spouses,
a
everything,
nice-
girlfriends,
yeah.
girlfriends.
Some people bring their
course.
kids.
So you let them a +1 no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be like those so wild cards. Has there ever been
Bring
a wild
bring whoever you want.
We get worried about that. Like we have like you need to be dating for at least a decent amount of time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you scared of?
It gets too
Like
more
drama
Randy.
between.
It's more Randy.
It's me. Yeah, I'm the driver behind
Okay.
that, but it's because anytime there's ever been an issue at a Christmas party, I've been doing this for 14 years or almost 15 years. Anytime there's drama at a Christmas party, it's because somebody who doesn't
Work with you.
Yes, the person causing it never works for us, and they're never like the spouse or,
Yeah.
dating the person. It's, oh, I don't want to go to this Christmas party alone. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. And then they show up and they don't know how to act,
had
or
a
they
fight,
don't
yeah.
understand the dynamic, and it's just causes issues.
You know, we've been lucky to avoid that, but
Yeah.
now that I say that out loud, we're probably going to get it this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I feel like
Especially
everybody's
when we
like,
show up.
well,
Oh, yeah.
and it gets like, I feel like alcohol and stuff when it's involved, like it gets a
Yes.
little.
Yeah,
Spice.
you guys giving
Yeah.
open bars at your parties or what?
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
that
but we don't
situation?
have. We only have 15, 20 people.
Yeah, we've always noticed. I feel like
I feel like everyone.
I set the tone too. Like
For sure.
Whether they want to, go through 5 or 6 drinks, most of the time, I feel like when I order a drink, everybody else is like, all right, we can order a drink.
Yes.
And I'm not getting hammered at our Christmas
and
party.
you order 6 tequila
No,
shots.
no, God, no. Yeah, if I start ordering shots, maybe everybody else will start ordering them too.
Randy gets a little too wild with shots.
Do you?
No, I don't
No.
like shots.
Oh God, yes you do. You're
Shots?
the shot guy, dude.
I haven't taken a shot for
I can't believe he's
years.
saying that.
I may be
can't tell who to
forgetting
believe
something,
right
but
now.
I'm being serious.
I'm not.
generally
I'm not a
not,
shot
but
guy.
I'm serious on this one. He's a shot guy.
I don't
And it's
know
like,
where
dude, I
that's
don't.
coming from.
I was like, I stopped doing shots like when I was 22.
yeah, but not at a. I wouldn't be more at a party. It would be like, I don't know.
A
Just if it
Tuesday
was-
before shift.
that could be no, not before shift. But the present thing is always, so you do a little handwritten card. You say, you translate it into
Hey,
Spanish.
Steve.
So we'll normally do. We give our Christmas bonuses, Christmas gifts. We'll give them like the first week of December, not at the party. So and we normally do it in the form of cash. Just
Nice.
Yeah, and let them use that for however they want
To
to.
buy
for
you guys
Christmas.
gifts.
Yeah, y'all take this money and buy us something. No. So we like to give out the bonus or however you like to call it to let everybody spread a little holiday cheer.
Yeah.
It would be very hard for me to buy gifts for everybody because I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I would hate to do is buy a gift that somebody's just going to trash.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
only so many times you can give somebody like a Yeti mug,
Yep.
Yeah.
or like
100%.
a half sip with like a brand on it. Like
So-
that gets so old.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
But how do you know how much to do? Is it based on that year's performance? Is it based on
No.
their performance?
It's how long have you been with us and what position you hold in the company, things like that. Yeah.
So you favoritism.
Yeah,
things like that.
definitely.
Definitely.
No.
Because they probably talk about it, right? Like
I'm
you're
sure.
you're giving them out. They're going to be like, "Hey, how much did you get? Hey, what did you get? What is
Yeah.
what is your what they write on your card?"
Yeah, we try to be pretty equal and fair with everybody. Yeah.
It's a tough
Amongst the
dynamic.
positions.
It is a tough dynamic. Yeah, every position gets the same amount. Is
Yeah.
what we've always tried to do.
Okay, that's a good way to do
Yeah.
it.
So like office managers are pretty. Their bonuses would be like the same.
Similar.
The same.
Yeah.
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 And then it's not Is there any performance-based bonuses?
Not tied to a Christmas bonus. Like
That would be separate.
yeah, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what if they've only been with you for 2 months? They get the same amount as the guy who's been with you for 10 years.
No. So if they've started like that quarter, we'll give them something. Maybe we'll give them a Yeti.
Here's a quarter zip and a Yeti.
It's a smaller amount, but we still try to spread the love when we can.
Do you guys
That's
make
good.
merch? Like, do you guys put stuff with your logo on it?
Yeah.
Yetis, shirts.
Yeah.
It's honestly, our friends ask for shirts and hats all the time. Like
Yeah.
we had a ton. We have a ton of neighbors who ask for hats and
Hats and shirts and sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Once again, I would hate to like make things that just get thrown.
Right.
Yeah, like we're not giving out pins and
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever see Colin like outside of work, he's got the same Nike Dry Fit Crosby roofing.
Yeah.
Same,
like
the
a
one you're
thing,
wearing right
people
now.
know.
No, similar, but it's just
No,
a t-shirt. It's more
just
comfortable.
A t-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is formal Crosby
That's
roofing.
dressed up.
This is
It's his dad uniform.
I'm wearing my best right now.
Yep.
And then just t-shirt, Crosby t-shirt, and then all of our clients when we finish, we'll give them. We do give everybody like a little Crosby roofing, Arctic mug or something like
Nice.
that. Yeah.
Who designs it? Are you making that stuff?
No, that's Colin.
Really?
Yeah.
We keep it pretty
artist.
simple. Just the logo on
Colin's very creative.
lefty.
He's good.
yeah. Just the logo on a background. Try to keep it pretty similar
Pretty
with the branding.
standard stuff.
Yeah. We're not. They're not modeling our gear we give out too much,
Right.
but going for comfort.
Nice.
And what about business coaching? Are you guys doing any of that?
Do we coach?
Like, do you have a mentor other than your dad, or do you have a person that you call and
No, not
figure
really.
things out?
My dad and my brother I talk to every single day, and I'm friends with a lot of other, roofing company owners. I mean, here locally, we've got, like I said, we've got some really good professional outfits here that I call and talk to. I want to promote the professional companies as much as we can I talk to them. I guess we kind of share tips and trades for each other, but I don't have a business coach per se.
Yeah, and because private equity is going to be a big thing in the roofing world soon, right? I'm seeing it in dentists. I'm seeing it in veterinary world. I'm hearing about it in HVAC world. I'm sure it's coming for the roofing world too.
Yeah, we get approached all the time. So in the trades, the HVAC world is what they really went after, tons.
Yep.
And in the last 10 to 15 years, a lot of even the locally owned shops have been bought out. And in the roofing industry, we get approached all the time. Really? And man, if I'm 31, what I would consider we're hitting our stride in the business. Private equity doesn't seem too appealing to me right now, but it is interesting seeing it come into the market for sure.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I enjoy my day to day. If I were to sell out and have enough money to retire, I don't know what I would do. I mean, and Rachel will attest to this. I feel like I get a lot of self-worth out of running the business and having happy employees, happy clients. I mean, it's who I am, and it's something that I love to do. So it would have to be a huge number to really change my life. And in all reality, I think I would be bored and I'd be looking for the next thing to do.
I think the same thing happened to me when I moved from Canada to here. I had this 2 to 3 month window where I'd already sold my business there. I was coming here, but I didn't have a visa yet, or I was in limbo with it. And it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was 3 of the least exciting months.
I'd drive Rachel crazy. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do. But it would be sad closing that chapter because I truly enjoy every day with it. I mean, some days, I could care less for, but I enjoy solving problems and figuring out. I mean, if you don't have problems to solve every day, I feel like you're just going to get bored eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, so some private equity will keep you on, but I think I would be an awful employee because I've done something. I've done my own. I've run my own business for 10 years now, and I just think I'd be a really terrible employee. I enjoy the freedom with what we do, and yeah.
He doesn't take direction well.
You should see me and Rachel trying to hang pictures on the wall.
Oh, God.
No. House projects are a no for us.
Yeah. So,
You guys got to just hire somebody because you know
Well,
it's
we
going to.
do. No.
or we just, out of stubbornness, I'll hang it, put 6
Wrong.
holes in the wall.
It'll be wrong.
Yeah, if you go behind our house, if you take all the pictures off the walls, there's at least 3 holes for every picture frame.
Outside of pumpkin patches and roofing, is there anything else you guys are just passionate about?
What would you say, Rach?
Family.
Yeah, I mean, we hang out with family quite a bit. I enjoy golfing. I'm not a great golfer, but man, I love to golf. I love being outside. It's a fun pastime. I hope to get my boys are, my oldest is 3.5. He'll be 4 in November. When I started golfing, I remember thinking, God, I hope my boys like to golf. So, or if we have daughters, I hope they like to golf too. Just something that we can do with them and keep in touch. Haven't gotten
it's
Rachel
a
out on that.
blast.
Yeah, we
You
have
don't golf?
No.
Yeah. You don't look like a golfer. You look like a pickleball player.
Oh, Lord.
Tennis.
No.
None of that?
No. Neither.
Rachel loves being social. So if
Cocktails.
No, but I do work. I mean, like, I do love to work out. Like, I am
Yeah.
big into working out.
Yeah. Where are you going? Where are you?
Burn boot camp.
Burn.
Burn.
Yeah.
It's my current fixation.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Burn Boot Camp in Lexington.
Yeah,
They run a
it's
great
awesome.
outfit. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You doing their stuff?
I've gone once.
Really?
And I'm telling you, I couldn't bend over for a week. It was
that the Murph.
yeah, she
Did you guys
brought me
see
on.
the video? Yeah.
Yep.
So they
Yeah.
did like a version of it.
She
Yep.
casually said, "You should come work out with me today." I was like, "Sure." I went in and
It's hard.
I got
Oh,
my
I
butt kicked
bet.
so bad.
Well, it's a mile run. It's 100 pull-ups,
100 and then another
200 push-ups.
yeah.
Crunches,
And-
sit-ups. But you know, the thing about Burn is like they kind of like
Modify it a little?
they do modify it, but like when we ran with like weighted ropes. So like it's
Oh.
just
Running wasn't
it's
good
just
enough.
hard. Yeah. Colin was like, I'm never coming again. I was like, yeah.
You love that though.
Yes, I do.
Rachel goes 4 or 5 days a week and just loves it.
Yeah.
Nice. And then my last thing was, so you guys just recently built a house. Any advice on for people that are building a house or want
Find
to
a
build
good
a house?
build company.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
How do you do
know?
that?
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to interview people. I think build companies are very and like we got really lucky with Gallup. They were great.
Yeah, we used Gallup Design Build out of Chapin, and they build beautiful homes. They've got a great system. They've got great people in place. They've got a designer
Yeah.
that helped us go through the design.
Yeah, I think they are very unique in that they have like a designer on staff who will help you with interior design decisions.
nice.
Yep. And they kind of like throughout the process, like they will make kind of like mood boards for you. So like you can see your choices laid out. It's easier to get a vision of what things are going to look like, how they flow. But yeah, pretty
Do you
cool.
pick furniture before? Like, are you
No.
thinking that? No, you kind of fill the space with.
Yeah, I think I think big picture for sure when I was thinking of
Yeah. Because I've heard like
finishes.
some people are like put an outlet in the floor here because
Yes.
this is always going to be a whatever.
So that's something that they did a really good job with. So like throughout it was
you can never have too many outlets
Right.
when
Yeah.
you're building. If you build,
throw 'em
you can
everywhere.
never. We threw them everywhere, and that was something we learned. Like our last house, we didn't. We wished we had an outlet in our living room, and we didn't. So
Yeah.
that was something that we were like, that's a must. You know.
And then you decided no candlelights.
I did. Yes. that was
Talk
a
us
big
through
thing for
that.
me.
And what was Colin's thoughts on it? Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. It's funny.
I thought it was ridiculous. But
Yeah. So every time he walked through our house when something got done, it was like a big reveal for him. He
Yeah.
had no idea what was going in our house. But no, can lights for me personally, okay?
There's can lights in here.
Yes, I'm being blinded right now.
That's too much.
Like I need my sunglasses. I feel like I'm in a surgery room, you know, which like this is a doctor's office, you know, so I get it. But no, I just feel like in a home, I wanted it to be warmer. I want it to be homier. I feel like I feel like can lights are on the way out. I feel like we only will see them so much longer in custom builds.
Interesting.
Or I
agree.
think that they will be redone to be a little bit more
like higher end.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was there anything special in the bedroom to just keep the mood right?
Reinforced swings, anything that
Well, no.
No
a mirror
swings.
on the ceiling,
No,
nothing.
so-
Or like
Oh.
big windows or
Big
the shape of the
windows.
room
Yes.
or I don't know.
We did do
closet.
some big
Is your closet
windows.
triple the size of his probably?
We actually share a closet in this house, but we did make it really big, and honestly, 90% of it I use.
100%. I mean, you can only have so many Crosby Roofing t-shirts. You
Yeah.
know, so
His-
I would refuse to share it. I would be like, you get your space, I get mine, because you know that it's all going to get taken over, right?
yeah, you know,
Yeah,
I knew that. I don't need a ton of space.
You didn't
know?
care.
Yeah, yeah.
he wears the same thing every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But nah, the whole design process is just crazy overwhelming, and I didn't do any of it. You know,
Yeah.
so it was it's a lot going in. I mean, you're choosing what color your hinges are on your doors.
Was it a long, like how long was the process before they broke ground or all that stuff? And then once they did, how long?
It was 9 months from
Total?
the day they kind of like broke ground to like when we closed and moved in.
Which I thought was great. It was
Great
It's
turnaround.
It's
Yeah,
like
it was-
pregnancy.
yeah, it's great.
exactly.
Yeah, so Rachel had a good idea of what we wanted to build before we got started. So I think for her being prepared for that made it for a pretty simple design process, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, they started and finished in 9 months. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That seems good.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long was your pool?
It's almost 2 years.
2 years.
The infamous
Stupid.
pool.
Yeah, that's
we've
Right.
heard.
infamous.
And I have a friend. Yeah, and I have a friend who built in Blythewood, and it was for sure a year and a half or 2 years. They would start it, and then someone would come steal all their wiring, and then they would start it, and someone would mess it up.
And I also that was another good thing about Gallup. They are very growth minded, so they're pumping out some houses.
Right.
I think they build 15, 20 a year, but they're
and there are build companies here who only build one a year.
yeah.
Right, right.
They're very
So-
intentional about their processes. They're great.
Yeah, and they have really good project managers who kind of stay on top of like the subcontractors.
Nice.
Nice.
Got to stay on them damn roofers, man.
That's good. So tell everybody how they can reach out to you if they want a roof, if they want to. I guess if
Yeah.
they want to work for you, if they want you to put a
Sure.
roof on their house, if they have an insurance claim.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the best way to get in touch with us is just giving our office a call. We just moved into a new office. We're on Augusta Road in Lexington, 5205 Augusta Road. But give our office a shout. You'll speak with lovely Miss Cindy or Miss Chelsea, and it's 803-648-7250. You can also find us on our on social media. Our Instagram is Crosby Roofing SC, and Facebook, same Crosby Roofing and Seamless Gutters. And yeah, we'd love to give you guys a quote, or if you want to talk about employment, come on, meet us at the Christmas party.
Perfect.
Boom.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We're here for the health of it.
For the health of it.